Okay, when we started our unit, we were talking a lot about the specifics of change. We looked at change in the environment or the workplace. We've also looked at changes in college. And now we need to kind of go backwards a little bit and look at change in general. If you look at this definition of change on this slide, it's an interesting one. It's from the Chinese meaning of the word change, and we know they don't have an alphabet, so how they form what's like our words is by putting different symbols together from other words. Kind of like when we make compound words. So if you look at their meaning of change, it's made from two different symbols or words. One that means to transform and one that means to deliver. So basically they recognize in order to change, you first have to transform or be aware of it. And secondly, you have to deliver by doing some action. Looking at it a slightly different way, there's the quote underneath the symbols. It says, most of the problems in life are because of two reasons. We either act without thinking, or we keep thinking without acting. I don't know about you, but that seems true to me. And it kind of meets with the Chinese symbols above. Because if either one were removed, either the thinking part or the acting part, you wouldn't really have change. Let's go on and look at our next slide. Another quote I like about change comes from John Richardson Jr. And he says, when it comes to the future, there are three kinds of people. Those who let it happen, those who make it happen, and those who wonder what happened. I'm sure if you stop and think a second, you can think of people that you know in your life who make it happen. They work hard. They build lives for themselves into the future. Then you know those more laid-back types that just kind of go with the flow. And then hopefully you don't know too many, but I'm sure you all know someone who wonders what happens. He makes the same mistakes over and over again. You see it coming and everyone sees it coming. But this person just doesn't seem to be able to see what's ahead of them. Be it getting fired or getting divorced or something else bad happen. Let's look at it a different way still as it applies to business. Companies are pretty much just collections of people, and we can apply this let it happen, make it happen, or wonder what happened mentality to some of the companies that we've seen. At the bottom you'll recognize Apple with their iPhones and iPads and iProducts. They're an example of a company that makes it happen. They've revolutionized the whole music industry and the phone industry. Now, if you look at the other two companies up there, Netflix and Blockbuster, they represent the other things. Netflix didn't invent streaming video, but realized because of Apple and its streaming for music that was the next step. They decided to change their business from a business that was predominantly mailing videos to one that streams. As a matter of fact, if you look at their business mission, they have officially changed their mission that they are a streaming company that also rents videos, when it used to be that they rented videos and also did some streaming. Now, Blockbuster is the kind of company who wonders what happened. At the time that Netflix was making this move, Blockbuster fought it, although they had the capabilities for streaming. They believed that people would never want to stream media. They also believed that people would not want to wait for videos to come in the mail. Eventually they tried both strategies, but they were a little late, and we all know that all the Blockbusters have closed as of this year. Some great examples of change and what happens when you listen to it and what happens when you don't.